Well, let's talk about those rich wrestlers because a couple of them went broke. That's how they opened their show. The 6th anniversary show opens with a pre-taped comedy bit with the Hardley Boys at a casino down there they do their phony dialogue where Nick loves to be at the casino, so Matt's going to go off and arrange for their big entrance with all these bells and whistles, and he'll be back shortly. And Nick goes to casino. They show him. This is not even a big budget fucking shoot. They showed him playing like video poker for 20 seconds and a couple other video machines or whatever. And then Maddie comes back and Nick's mope faced because he's lost all their money. And now they can't afford their big entrance. And by the time that this was all had evolved after their big billboard on the show and everything, we were almost 5 minutes in, and they dissolved to, there's Maddie and Nikki already standing in the ring with no music, with their long faces on again, and the graphic said the broke bucks. Who cares? Why do this? It's not even entertaining the people who are literally entertained by everything AEW does. Because they're just standing there and looking at these two fucking mooches now. And it's not good material. It's not funny. It's not entertaining. It does nothing for the show or them. They just like to jack off and do what they consider funny. Neither one of these fucking clowns is the comedic mind of goddamn Laurel and Hardy. So then they have a 6-man tag with the Cucamonga Kids and Josh Alexander against Brodido, Burger King, and Kenny. Kenny can wrestle the 6-man tags, just not the real burdensome matches where he has to do 18 of his dives or elsewise he feels like he's failed the world. So, Brian, did I miss anything when I skipped the kids getting to play for about 15 minutes and do all their tricks?
No, I think it was exactly what you probably thought it was. And it's exactly, in so many ways with that opening skit and then, this 6-man match and Omega in the middle of the 6-man match. This is so many of the things that have hurt AEW were on display here on this show. The Young Bucks act, their comedy act, just their act has never worked on a national stage. And that's one of the things that has plagued AEW from the very beginning. These idiots and their idiot friends convinced themselves that they were somehow making great content and people would want to see more of it on national TV, and the exact opposite happened. I don't know if there's ever been anyone in the history of Dynamite that has cost them viewers from one segment to the next more than the Young Bucks. People have rejected them. Yet here they are, an opening segment, again, not a big budget thing, probably shot by Brandon Cutler, but they gave it time. That's the valuable part, the real estate. They opened the show telling the audience, the clown show is here. And again, these guys are the highest paid tag team in history. These guys, EVPs. You mean to tell me the best way to use them and the best way to present them from the very beginning has been like this? I know they're now doing the broke bucks thing. They weren't always broke, but there's never been a thing that they've done that you could take seriously. Not one thing.
They clown through everything. They make it obvious by the way that they act or overact or not even acting that it's just all bullshit.
So yeah, congratulations on the crowds you drew in Ring of Honor in 2018. But here we are now, and the Bucks mean nothing. And then Omega's in this match, and he gets to work with his friends, and that's a benefit. And you have to wonder how many singles matches you'll see with him going forward. You look at him, and he does not look healthy.
Well,
look at his head. I know it's a weird thing to say, like his face, but look at his entire head compared to his head like 6 years ago. It looks like there's something going on, but we'll see.
Well, maybe it's because he keeps landing on it. That's the thing. You talk about the condition that Kenny's in. Here was the finish. Kenny nearly broke his own neck, giving Alexander a reverse Hurricane Rana, the stupidest move in wrestling. I don't know why anybody goes for it or cooperates with it, but he landed on his shoulder and head and neck sideways, clump, and the other guy just rolled right over. Then he gave him a power bomb. Then he gave him his shitty little knee lift while everybody else in the match was just on the floor. Then Bandito and Burger King roll in and stand and watch Kenny give Alexander another knee lift. And then Bandito did a flippy-doo German suplex to Alexander while Brody King just ran and dove out on the floor on the two flunkies, the Matt and Nick, that were just standing there in front of the desk. And then Kenny then gave Alexander the one-winged fairy. 1, 2, 3.
No surprise. If you had to guess who was going to eat the pin at the very beginning, you knew right away. Josh Alexander has never beat anybody.
Well, but I don't know how, because they just proved that he's the toughest guy in the fucking company. Not only did they hit him with 7 finishes in a row before anybody thought to even cover him, but it took the 3 baby faces working in concert together to beat him all by himself while his 2 partners were out on the floor. Who comes up with these fucking finishes? Oh, God damn it.
Well, that wasn't the end, obviously. There was a post-match where Kenny Omega had a special message for the faithful.
Well, that's what I was about to bring up, is for apparently absolutely no reason. These guys are partners, but suddenly Bandito and Brody King say, fuck it, we're done, we'll see you later, and they leave again. They go down the entranceway. And Kenny stays with the 3 heels in the goddamn ring. They've just fought. Now, he's apparently has no issue with this. And the announcers are even asking if the fucking Kenny and the whatchamacallit will bury the hatchet, because they've had an issue before, whoever the fuck it was, which ones he had the issue with. But the point is, he stays with the 3 heels they've just fought, right? The Bucks, that's right. The Bucks and Kenny, are they going to bury the hatchet? Why would they do that now when they've just goddamn had a match? Why they just say, oh, well, shit, we've been wrong all along. We should have known this 15 minutes ago before we beat shit out of each other. So Josh Alexander super kicks Kenny while he was standing there staring at the Bucks, and Alexander beats the shit out of Kenny, and the Bucks are standing there like, well, what do you think we should do? But then music plays. And there's Jungle Jackoff and Dino Douche walking out again, smirking. Smirking and walking and walking and smirking. They're not concerned about Kenny. Josh Alexander is still pummeling and gouging and choking Kenny in the corner, while the Buckaroos are standing there staring at fucking their 2 little buddies. And then they get in and they bump the Bucks out in 10 seconds. But then they turn around and get their hands up, and they never help Kenny at all. And Josh turns around and goes to them like, hey, I think we should fight now. And Jungle Jackoff gives Josh the knee lift, and then Kenny suddenly pops up to his feet after he's had the shit kicked out of him, fresh as a daisy, and gives Josh Alexander the begonia suplex. So now, for one thing, Josh, congratulations on being made of iron. You took 7 finishes from 3 guys before you could go down to defeat. Then you get up and you beat up one of those guys. And then he gets up and gives you another one of his finishes. And Josh Alexander rolled out. And then Kenny got up and was pissed at Jungle Jack. And they started arguing and shoving at each other because, as nobody recalls, remember, like a year and a half ago, Jungle Jack sent Kenny to the hospital. He joins the long list of everybody in Cook County, Illinois. Fucking half the goddamn retired steel workers in America. Everybody has sent Kenny to the hospital.
Yeah, but by the way, you said the main point. No one remembers that. Since that time, Jack Perry disappeared from TV for almost a year, and Omega's been out a bunch of times.
And the fucking Felcher just hospitalized Kenny.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that even. That just happened. I forgot about that.
Yes, but then Felcher immediately went into a fucking match with the masked Mexican midget, and then Kenny's in a 6-man tag here with these fucking, I don't know. But nevertheless, Jack and Kenny are arguing and shoving at each other, and then Jungle Jackoff just runs past Kenny and dives out of the ring again on the fucking buckaroos who were just standing on the floor. And then all 4 of them suddenly and with little effort just kind of play fight to the back and leave Kenny still standing in the ring.